you're looking at buying a home in Edmonton in 2024, but just aren't quite sure where to start, this is the video for you. I am going to be breaking down my 9-step blueprint on how to buy a home in Edmonton, do it right, and not overspend. Make sure you watch all the way to the end because missing out on just one of these steps could cost you thousands. Hey everybody, my name is Leanna Martens and I'm an Edmonton real estate agent. Welcome to my channel, Moving to Edmonton. If you might be considering a relocation to Edmonton, make sure that you reach out to me and my team. Our information is below for a discovery call. No obligation, because we take the stress out and we make it easy. So let's get on to my 9-step blueprint for buying your Edmonton home in 2024. Number 1, pre-qualification. So before you start anything, you have to go and get pre-qualified. So you need to go to a broker or your bank, and they're going to run your numbers to determine what you can afford to buy and what kind of price range you're in. Many people skip this step, and let's say you're relocating and decide they want to book a flight, come out, check out the communities, check out the neighborhoods, but then end up falling in love with something only to be brokenhearted in the end because they are not qualified yet to purchase and don't understand the steps required, especially when interprovincially relocating. Or if you're local and you just hop on that showing train before you're ready, the exact same thing can happen. So do not skip this step. Ensure you get pre-qualified first because they look at your debt service ratio, which basically is how much debt load you currently carry with something like a car loan, unsecured debt, how much savings that you have, how long you've been at your job, any other investments that you may have. And if you are relocating, there's some additional hurdles that you have to cross. And if you are an investor, for example, it's much more challenging to get financing depending on how many properties, where they're located, and also the rental amounts right now. So make sure you get pre-qualified. If you would like a list of my approved lending partners, click the link below and I will send you an email with a list so you can get the best, most trusted relocation financing experts and local mortgage brokers that are going to guarantee the best rate for you. Congratulations. Now that you have an idea of what you can afford, now you have to get an idea of what exactly does Edmonton have to offer in that price range. Hey, if you are finding value in this video so far, could you do me a huge favor by liking, commenting below, and subscribing, and making sure that this video gets out to other people who are looking just like you? Great, now back to the video. Pro tip. A great place to start, which really can increase your chances of success and not overspending, is by having 2 separate lists. One is your must-haves list. So your must-haves is something like community, proximity to school, size of yard, square footage, how many beds and baths, things that you can't change or are much more costly or expensive to change, but are really, really, really important to you. And then there's the nice to haves list. And so the nice to haves list are things that are more like countertop, paint color. You can always plant trees, for example, if you wanted to create more privacy along a fence. So lack of trees, things of that nature. And the nice to haves is the flexibility that will allow you to customize the house to make it just what you want and perfect for you and your family. The best way to stay within your budget is by creating this list of must-haves, and don't have any more than 5. And then, of course, the nice-to-haves that are more flexible and that you can customize yourself. If you try and combine this list, you are guaranteed to overspend your budget. If you want my custom home buyer search 2-step process that guarantees you find the best home and not overspend, click the link below to get it free. Number 3, it is time to find your Edmonton real estate agent. I did an entire series on finding the best Edmonton real estate agent. Click on this video right here to get all the details. A few tips are, if you're looking local, make sure you ask your friends, your family, anybody who's had a good experience with their real estate agent, and check their social profiles for sure. Check their YouTube, check their Instagram, check and see if they have a good business Facebook page, and always check out their Google profile and see what other people have experienced while working with them in person. This is going to allow you the opportunity to see if you like their style, to see if you like their personality, to see if you like their professionalism and their knowledge. And if so, that's a great basis to start a professional working relationship. If you'd like to work with me and my team, make sure you reach out information is below to book your free complimentary discovery call, and we can start you out. And we also work in Edmonton and surrounding area, and we can refer to any other Alberta real estate partner that we have. I will tell you what not to do. Do not call the listing realtor. Their job fundamentally and their fiduciary duties have them obligated to the seller, not to your best interests. So do not do that at all costs. Ensure that you have your own representation. And the biggest benefit is in Alberta, the seller pays buyer fees. So you do not pay real estate commissions. Number 4, it is time to start viewing homes. Who's excited about that? That's always the fun part that y'all want to skip to. So if you're local, you can get out there and you can start viewing with your real estate agent. If you are a relocation and you're buying remotely, perhaps, sometimes you can't be here, or there's stages along the viewing process that need to be orchestrated in a virtual capacity. If you work with a relocation specialist agent, they will have all of those software platforms set up, and they will have a process specific in place to ensure that you're comfortable and confident if you end up in the situation making a virtual offer, which is very common these days. Now, number 5, this is writing the offer. So this is the exciting part. You found the house that you love and you are ready to write. So what your agent's going to do is they are going to put in the legal names of the owners, your legal name according to your driver's license, if it's from another province, or of course, if you are from Edmonton, Alberta yourself. And then there's going to be the chattels that are going to be written in as well. So the chattels are basically the non-attached items. So those are things like fridge, stove, washer, dryer, window coverings. Those are kind of the standard things. Now, sometimes there might be a shed that's included. Maybe there's like a TV attachment or something like that. So we want to make sure that those things are actually written in the contract to ensure that there is no gray area, misunderstandings, or assumptions, because what's in the contract is what will be exercised. And then, of course, you've got your price, you've got your possession date, and you have your deposit. I've got real good news for you. There are 2 standard buyer's conditions, and those buyer's conditions for a single-family detached home, for example, it is conditional. So this is basically a way for a buyer to do their due diligence to ensure the things that they don't know yet are answered. So 1 is ensuring that your financing is approved. Secondly is the inspection condition. So those are standard in place to ensure that the buyer is not at risk. So the standard condition period is 7 to 10 days. And so I want you to think about it like this. So when you put in the offer, let's say you negotiate those pieces like possession, price, the chattels are pretty standard in most cases. The deposit, most cases is relatively standard as well. And then you guys come to an agreement and you end up pending. So all that means is basically that this offer with the deposit has put that house on hold until you as the buyer satisfy your buyer's conditions. So then in that 7 to 10 day period, you'll have the opportunity to hire an inspector. And that's going to give you a chance to be able to investigate this house to the best of your ability, to know what you're purchasing, vet any types of risks, and make the determination of whether or not this is a good and safe, secure purchase for you and your family. Now, let's talk about that deposit. So let's say that it's a $5,000 deposit. What would happen if you got the inspection report back and discovered that there was something very expensive to fix, or you didn't see the roof, for example, and you get a quote back and the roof is $12,000, and because it's a larger house, and you're like, nope, I'm not interested in that. So you could then non-waive. So in that condition period, you can still walk away. So you would non-waive that inspection condition. So you're saying, I am not moving forward with this purchase, and you would then have your $5,000 deposit. What would happen to it? So that $5,000 deposit will form part of the down payment in the event that you lift or waive the conditions. But in the event that you do not, and you non-waive, the seller's brokerage, who is holding that deposit, will then refund it once they receive a non-waiver. So have no fear. Step number 6. It is time to submit your deposit. So now that you're pending on your purchase contract, you are pending your buyer's conditions. Let's make the assumption it's financing and inspection, and you still have to submit the deposit. That's really the next step in this. So you would be submitting the deposit by either, if it's local, it would be certified funds, which is a bank draft to the seller's brokerage, Or if it was a relocation, for example, a lot of e-transfers are being completed to make it easy regardless of where you're purchasing from. Number 7, it is time to remove the conditions. So we are making the assumption that you are pending, as we said in the previous steps. You submitted your deposit. You now have had the time to satisfy your conditions, which were inspection and financing. So with those satisfied, completing the inspection report, if there are any addendums or amendments that are required to address any unknown deficiencies that have come up as a result of the inspection, those would then be added to the contract. And now is the time to remove or waive the conditions to the sale. So you have completed your due diligence as a buyer to vet all the risks and learn as much about this property as you can. Your financing for this particular property has been approved by the bank and you're ready to move forward. So congratulations, you will now sign the waiver to purchase the house. Number 8, prepare to move. It is time. So you now need to get all the preparation pieces in place. So you need to make sure that you have utilities in place locally and choose the correct company. Get your insurance, which is required for your mortgage. You're going to need to sign all of the paperwork for the mortgage documentation. You've got to prove that you do have insurance with an insurance binder with your lawyer. Pay any outstanding fees for legal. And if you would like to know what buyer closing costs are, click the link below and I will give you my buyer closing fees sheet. And then you will basically just have moving. So let's say if you are doing an interprovincial move, then you would need to have arranged the interprovincial movers. Or if it's local, then it would be friends, family, or just a local moving company. Number 9, last but not least, take possession of your new home. This is the day that you have been waiting for and you are so excited about. So what is going to happen is your lawyer is going to transfer the mortgage monies to the seller's lawyer. Once that is received, the buyer's real estate agent will get what is called key release. And once key release has been done, then you are free to meet your realtor for your possession of your home, which will be when you get the keys and finally get to take possession of the home that you have been thinking, dreaming, and planning about for quite some time. So this is the exciting part of this entire process, that you've finally done it. So congratulations. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end. I really hope that that was informative and supportive. And I have a ton of links and resources down below. Make sure you use them. They are there for your benefit. And again, they are for free. If you might be considering a relocation and you want support from me and my team, or of course, if you're local as well, we do that too. Make sure that you click the link below and book a discovery call, which is free, complimentary, and it's going to support you with the next steps that you need. And we always take the stress out and we make it easy. So again, loved having you. I will see you in the next video and thank you for watching. Take care.